it's Yasmin, and it's another edition of Class95's Foodie's Choice as nominated and voted by our listeners. Now, this week, we have found Best Thunder Tea Rice. Something that is healthy but delicious as well. And it takes me to here. No, not this playground now. It's here at 129 Geylang East Avenue 2. Let's go find the stall. Ta-da! Thunderbolt Tea! All right, we're here, and with me I've got the owner of Thunderbolt Tea, it's Pix!
Hello.
Okay, so Pix, tell me the history of your stall.
So our store started 18 years ago by my dad. In fact, we started in Boon Lay and still around. Came about 3 years ago to help my dad expand the business.
And your dad's stall is a different name, right?
Yeah, it's called Boon Lay Traditional Hakka Luita. We came out with the brand Thunderbolt Tea because we thought there was something that we could trademark and something that we could market more easily.
Right. So why did you decide to come out and do this?
I was actually in the Air Force for a good 7-8 years. And I came about 3 years ago to help my dad take over the business eventually.
And did your dad force you? Just saying.
No, he didn't. In fact, he did ask me whether I really wanted to take over the business.
Which is great, because I think we need more of the second generation and the youngsters to come out and do this as well. Okay, why did you decide to open the store here at Geylang?
We started off at a coffee shop in Ubi. We've been in the West for the longest time, so we thought we could target a bit more central crowd. We recently moved over to Geylang East 2 months ago, so central location is really good for deliveries.
Nice. Okay, tell everyone who don't know and aren't familiar with this dish, what is it all about?
It's a Chinese dish, so it's called lei cha. When people hear lei, they would think it's thunder.
Yeah.
However, the Chinese character for lei is actually means grinded. So it means grinded tea. It's essentially a savory dish. Rice with various vegetables, almost like a poke bowl. Comes with a pesto soup. Pesto, right? So it's made of nuts. There's sesame, there's coriander, there's basil. There's a bit of Chinese tea leaves as well.
I'm new to Thunder Tea Rice, and it's so delicious, I'll tell you honestly, okay? Because vegetables not exactly the sexiest thing on earth. For me personally, being a metasaurus, then when I ate it, I'm like, how come vegetables taste so good? Tell us about the recipe. Where does your recipe come from?
It's actually a 100-year recipe because my grandma learned it from her parents, passed on to my dad, and then now we expanded it into a family business.
Wow. Okay, what makes your Thunder Tea Rice so delicious?
I think essentially the main difference is our tea is more savory. We don't go too over crazy on the herbs. So it's very palatable, it's fragrant, it's a nice balance of peanuts and the herbs.
Okay, I've always wanted to know, what is the traditional way of eating this? Would you eat the rice, then drink the soup, or do you just pour it in kind of like gravy?
There's no real traditional way. It's really how do you feel like at that day, right? So if it's rainy, cold day, well, I pour the tea into the rice to eat, like almost like a porridge sort of thing. Okay. But if not, I mean, it really depends on the day. So there's no real traditional way to eat it. The tea itself is really healthy, and people don't usually get like too sick of it. I have customers that come in every day to eat it.
Finally, my search for healthy and tasty, which never seemed to have existed, may now be this. Can I get a bowl?
Yeah. Sure thing.
I never thought the day would come that I'd be looking at vegetables and going, I'm really excited. Okay, so there's a lot of ingredients. I'm gonna mix everything in first. Look at that. It looks so healthy. Oh, it's very fragrant. I'm gonna try it without the soup first. Very savory, and it's full of flavor. There's a crunch from the peanuts. It's really good. Okay, now we're gonna try the soup. It's very fragrant and it smells really herby. Very refreshing and light at the same time. I feel as if my insides are all being very cleaned out now. And we've got the pork, and we really must have meat, like yours truly. Doesn't look oily, it's great. Well, congratulations, Pix! Our listeners have nominated and voted Thunderbolt Tea for Best Thunder Tea Rice.
Get the best mix of music by downloading the refreshed Me Listen app.